Hello, this tutorial is about creating an action script that opens a specific website directly in the browser using a movie or series ID. In this first part, I chose two well-known websites to search the internet for additional information and images for a specific movie file. First, the TMDB website, www.themoviedb.org. And next, the IMDb website, www.imdb.com. Since it is sometimes time-consuming to obtain additional information or images from websites and the search is always the same, we are now creating a script with which certain websites can be called up quickly, so that we can also determine the movie file in the script exactly. Please select media type, movie. Next, we call the user-defined text in the side panel. Choose a tab to display these entries. Right-click to open a pop-up list. Select UD text. You will see the two ID entries for TMDB and IMDb. If you don't have them yet, import them using the MovieDB importer. Right-click on the movie in the list. Choose the MovieDB movie importer. Enable Movie ID and IMDb ID. Then do a search afterwards and import those tags. You can also create these entries yourself by entering the description and the correct value. Right-click on the panel. Then select New User-Defined Text Item. The entries in the window should look like the one I have already entered. Now let's start with the script. You can create a new script. I have already opened a script in which I have added some comments. As the first entry, we create a variable in which we enter the first part of the URL. Select Assignments and then Set. Drag it to the right. Choose variable 0. And in the lower input mask, enter the first part of the URL. https://www.themoviedb.org/movie/. With the next function, we export the UD text value to a variable. Choose Assignments. Then, User-Defined Fields. Item type is User-Defined Text Item. Since this entry is not included in the pop-up list, we enter the name directly. Select the entry, export value to, and then variable 1 as target. Now with the next function, we add the previous variables together. Choose variable 2. With a right-click, you insert the track variable 0 in the lower input mask. Select Insert Yate Escape Sequence. Then Variables. Track variable. Replace the hashtag with 0. Immediately afterwards, repeat this process, this time for the track variable 1. To complete the URL, we write after it /images/posters. The function now creates a compound URL. In this case, it looks like this. With the next function, we pass this URL to the operating system. The default browser will then open and display this URL. My default browser is Firefox. Choose Data Sources. Open URL. Enter the track variable 2 in the input mask. With the next function, I would like to open another page with backdrop images from the same website. I duplicate the poster variable 2 to adjust it afterwards. Uncheck variable 2 and then select variable 3. Replace the word poster with the word backdrops. I also duplicate the open URL function and change variable 2 to variable 3. Now we can save and run the script. The script works. Both web pages will open. I would now like to add two more verification functions. The first function ensures that only videos tagged movie are edited with these variables. Select Comparisons, and then Compare Text Test. Drag the entry to the right over the first variable. Select Media Type for the test. Then, is equal to. Enter the value, movie. Then select the entry if endif under Functions. Drag it to the right. You now get two functions. Drag the endif function to the end of the script. With the second function, you determine the end of the area to be checked. With the first, you determine the beginning of the area to be tested. You can also determine whether the test must be true or false for the following functions to be executed in this area. The second test function ensures that when several files are selected in the file list, only the first file is processed, the others are not. We'll now add a function that will index the selected files. The first file gets a 0 and the value for the following ones is increased by 1. Select Files. Get Property. Choose File Index. Select variable 15. Then another text test. Choose Comparisons. Compare Text Test. Then again the variable 15 is equal to, and as value, 0, which is the index value of the first file. Add if and endif. Drag the endif function to the very end of the script. By inserting these test functions, we are now in a situation where the script is not executed under certain conditions. If you select a single file, yes, but not if you select multiple files. To fix this problem, add the function force grouped execution. This function must always be at the beginning of the script. This function is a very important function. We will use it more often. Now save the script and run it. The script seems to be okay in working. Now we come to the series movies part. Since the process is very similar and only individual values have to be changed, you can select and duplicate the area. You can also use the shortcuts Command C and Command V to copy and paste it below. I've prepared this before and changed some comments. To make the tutorial run faster, I will now only show the changes. Now enter the name, TV show, in the Compare Text Test function. So that the movies are also recognized as series movies, please set Media Type to TV show. In the variable 0, now change the word movie to TV to get the following text string. In the function in which we export the user-defined text item to variable 1, now enter the new name of the tag, TMDB TV show ID. As you can see, nothing has changed in the following variables. Save the script to test it. Right-click on the script background. Then select Save Changes, then Run Action. The script seems to be okay in working. Next, we edit the script for the IMDb website. I have inserted and adjusted the last entries again by copy and paste. We start again with the entries for movies. The string for first part URL is as shown here. In the function in which we export the user-defined text item to variable 1, now enter the new name of the tag, IMDb ID. As you can see here, all IMDb IDs start with TT. The other entries for variable 2 have not changed. The new entry for variable 3 is as shown here. Now we come to the entries for series movies. In the media type test, enter the value TV show. All other entries remain the same. The IMDb ID name is the same for movies and series. Now, save changes, then run action. First, a test with a movie file. And then the test with a series movie. If there is no IMDb tag in your video, you can also use another tag to search for a series or movie. We now create additional entries with which the script uses the search mask of the website. Since the functions are similar to the previous ones, I will only explain the values. In the variable 0, enter the value as shown. Create a new variable 4 and right-click in the lower input mask, select Insert Yate field, then Artist. In some cases, an error message may appear if certain characters are contained in the search term. Create various replace functions to solve these problems. Here in the example, I replace spaces with %. I'm going to disable the function for now. In variable 2, you add them both together again. And in open URL, the value \v2. Now, save changes, then run action. As you can see, we did a search on the website. Several possible titles are listed. And now for the end. Wouldn't it be practical to write a small script with which you can insert the movie ID, which is in the URL of the website, directly into the movie file? How it works. To get the URL for further processing, copy it to the clipboard. From there it can be read by the script. Choose Clipboard, then Text from Clipboard, drag it to the right. This URL should now be stored in a named variable. I entered IMDb_URL as the name for this variable. Since you can choose the name for this type of variable relatively freely, another name would also be possible. Always choose a name carefully to distinguish it. The text should not be changed, so select Entire Contents. This script should only be executed if the name variable IMDb_URL is not empty. Choose Comparisons, then compare text test. With this test, you make sure that the variable IMDb_URL is not empty. Leave the text value empty. Now we come to the remove and replace functions. Choose Text, Find and Remove. With the first remove function, we let the script search for /tt and delete everything that is before it. However, the search term itself should not be deleted. With the second find and remove function, we search for the last slash in the remaining text. This function finds the last slash and then deletes the following text to the end. Now we delete the two slashes with the replace function. Select Match Characters. Finally, we put the result from the name variable in a user-defined text item. Select Assignments, then User-defined text item. Enter IMDb ID in the upper field. Below, right-click, insert named variable, and then IMDb_URL. To copy the URL to the clipboard, select it, right-click and choose Copy, or just press Command-C. Save the script and run it now. You see the UD text entry has been created.
That's it.